So hi and welcome back to this third video on pictures. So once again, I'm going to go back and insert. I'm going to go into pictures and I'm going to insert a picture from my computer and I'm going to insert that green arrow again. So I'm going to click here and this is what I get. And once again, the rough edges is called pixelation. And really to avoid pixelation, you should try and import pictures that are vector based. So these are type of pictures that you can create from, let's say, Adobe Illustrator. So that means no matter how big or small you make your pictures, you will not get this pixelation issue with vectors, with vector-based images. All right, so now I'm going to click here, and I'm going to go here. So when I click here, my picture format tab appears. I'm going to go here to rotate, and I'm going to rotate this 90 degrees. And I could have easily put my mouse right here as well and left click and dragged and rotated it. And now I'm going to go into, I'm going to click here. I'm going to press Control and 1. And now I'm going to go into here to fill. And I'm going to fill here. I'm going to click a solid fill. And let me change the color. Let's change that to, let's say, a red. Now I'm going to put that right here. And now I'm going to press Control and D. That's going to make a duplicate. So now I'm going to click this one right here, go into solid fill. I'm going to change the background to, let's say, blue. And this is what I get. And as you can see, I'm not very color coordinated. I'm going to press Control and D again. And I'm going to make a duplicate, go back into here, the fill line, go into solid fill. And I'm going to change the background color here to, let's say, yellow. So now I have these three here. Let me click them. I'm going to click this one, hold down the shift, click this one, keep my finger on the shift key, and left click this one. So now I'm going to, because I have them all selected, I'm just going to put my mouse right here. And as you can see, I can just affect one and that'll affect all the others. So if I put my mouse right here and make it bigger or smaller, they'll all be affected as long as they're all selected. And I'm going to click here and get rid of that. Now click here. Now let me just click in here and go into picture format, and I'm going to look at these ones right here. Here, bring forward. If I click this one right here, press bring forward, I have these options here, bring forward or bring to front. Now if I click bring forward, and let me just move that right here. Okay, so when I click bring forward, it just moved it forward ahead of the blue one. But if I click, let me just undo that. Undo that. Okay. So now if I click here again, I click here and I click bring to front, then it's going to put it in front of the first one, the yellow one. So let me undo that and let me just put these a little closer here. I'm gonna click here, click here, click here, and I'm just gonna rotate it like so. And I'll put this one, so the yellow one is first. Okay, so now if I click the yellow one and if I click bring forward, nothing's going to happen. If I click bring to front, nothing's going to happen because it's already at the front of the sequence. If I click it and go here, send backward, if I click here, send backward, it's only going to send it back behind the second one, the purple one. So let me undo that. Now if I click send backward again and I go send back, it's going to go all the way back behind the red one. So let me just undo that. Now if I look here, I have a thing called a selection pane. And if I click it, I have these options here. So picture 27 is this one right here. I'm going to click this one right here, double click it. I'm going to call this purple. If I click this one right here, double click it, I'm going to call this one red. If I click this one right here, that's the yellow one. So I'm going to just double click it. And this is going to be called yellow. Now here, I have the eye here. And if I click it, it's hidden now. And I can hide them all. Now if I want to change the order of their appearance, I can just click here. I'm going to click the bottom on the yellow one and I'm going to move it, left click and drag to the top, and that's what I get. Let me just put them closer here. Actually, I'm going to leave them misaligned here. Now if I take the purple one, left click and drag, I can put it all the way to the back. Or I can left click and drag it and bring it all the way to the top, which is the front. Now, if I click here, hold the shift, left click here and left click here, go back into picture format, and if I go to alignment, I have these options here. So if I left align, that's what's going to happen. Let me press Control Z. Now if I right align, that's what's going to happen there. I'm going to go back here to align. Now if I align top, as you can see, they're aligned sequentially from the top. Let me press Control Z to undo that. If I go back here, align the bottom, and they're going to be aligned from the bottom. If I click align, I can distribute these horizontally. So now they're evenly distributed. I can distribute them vertically, and then I can just go back here and let's say align from the top. Now if I'm going to left click and drag this out here, and I'm going to drag this one out here. As you can see, they're not properly spaced here. So if I click this one, shift, click here, and left click here, go back into alignment, and go down to distribute horizontally. As you can see, I get a perfect horizontal distribution here. Okay, now just know I can access a lot of the functions here by clicking this arrow right here, format picture, and I can access the same function here. So if I click either of these, if I click this one, I'll get format picture, and I have all these options here as well. I'm going to click X. If I click here, I'm going to get essentially the same panel, but this time it's going to open to the size and properties, but I can also access the effects and the filling here. And I can also go here and alter the picture from here. So like I said, there's a lot of duplication that happens here with all these tools right here as well. Okay, so that's it for this lesson, and let's go on to the next one.